Let's work on the hips. We'll start with the rotate Y motion. So we'll bring back our control curves, select the hip control, also go into our graph editor, and frame in on the rotate Y on its measly little key. Okay, so we'll build on that. And starting from frame 1, the way this works is simply the hips are going to rotate in the Y in whatever angle the legs are in. So for example, here we have the right foot forward on frame 1, and the left foot kind of back. So we could just rotate the hips like that so it flows nicely with both legs, again following the angle of them. So in this case on frame 10, so we have the right foot coming back, the left foot about to go forward. What we do here is just rotate the hips back like that. Okay, again just following the angle of the character's legs. And then for the step here, we want to look for where the foot is planted in the Y. So that's about on frame 16. We'll go there and rotate the hips a little bit more out. So here's what we get. Great. And then we'll even make sure we frame our F curve to check out our keys. And let's fix the tangency here on frame 10. So we get a nice flow, as what we should get. Great. Now we have the right foot coming up, and that plants at about 26. So once there, we'll straighten out the hip some. And then the left foot comes up and plants on frame 34. So on 34, we'll again rotate the hips so that they're more face towards the camera. Okay. And now next we have the right foot coming up, and it plants in its translate Y about frame 50. So go to the rotate Y and rotate the hips this time in the opposite direction. Great. So here's the movement we get if we scrub through. Great. Awesome. Now as the character's moving in a little bit closer to the crate, what's going to happen is the hips are going to rotate a little bit more to the direction we've just rotated them in, all the way to about frame 55 where he's about forward the most. So we'll just rotate them slightly to that direction a little bit more. Then we can even adjust our key on 50 to fix the flow there. Great. And now as he's moving back, especially as he's going to bring his right foot back all the way to 83 where that foot plants, we'll just go to the rotate Y and rotate the hips now, bringing them in the opposite direction. And as far as the left foot step goes, next one on about frame 93 where it plants in the Y. So we could just go to the rotate Y and rotate them slightly to that direction. Great. So with this now done, we could just go ahead and render off a play blast to check this out. Okay, so again, we'll just want to find a nice view and start one off. Here's the render. Great, so the rotate Y is looking pretty good, but we can fix this section here as the right foot's coming up. Notice if we scrub through slow, notice how the hips are rotating forward even before that right foot starts to come up. So on frame 39, we want to go to about there and rotate the hips back a little bit more before we start bringing them forward. So we'll close this out and do just that. Okay, so let's go to frame 39. And on that frame, we'll go to the rotate Y and rotate the hips a little bit more out. Then we'll go to this key on 39 and fix the tangency. Great. So that's all there is to it. Well, that finishes up our rotate Y of the hips. In the next lesson, we'll work on the rotate Z to finish up our hip movements.